Welcome back, everybody, to Sea Stone Fishing. Check out where we're at today. It's not ideal conditions. Should be here either earlier today or later tonight, but we're gonna see if we can't get some fish and make a day out of it. Of course, that thing's got to kick on. Show you what we'll be throwing. I'll kind of just go through them as I switch up baits. I'm gonna start off with this mini spinner bait. Believe it's Googan Squad. I got it in their Christmas advent calendar thing, if you guys are familiar with that. And I just put a little grub style trailer on there. I've actually never fished a Googan bait, and I just got some soft plastics in the mail, so we're gonna be trying that out today too. Get a little review of the Googan Squad baits going. So let's get started here. Hopefully we can get on some fish. My mom's here. She's gonna set up a catfish rod and a rod holder, and then throw around for bass a little bit too. Was hoping the cloud cover was gonna stay for us, and I was gonna try and throw some top water, but we'll see how it goes. It's a little bit windier than I expected. Hopefully the audio's not bad, and hopefully we can get on some fish. I've had some luck here with the spinnerbait the last couple weeks, but I've been using like a full size with a swim bait on the back as a trailer. But I thought I'd downsize a little bit today, maybe get more bites, and hopefully that works out for me. The spinner I've been using has been like all white and silver, so a little bit different color. See if that makes a difference. It's super light too. I can't just launch it out there like I can with the big one. This is a really big pond. Oh, I was hoping the school wasn't going to be down there. So the school I actually went to for middle school, their outdoor ed program comes down here. I don't want to take full credit for it, but when I was there in 7th grade, I told my teacher about it because I wanted to come fish down here. But they'll take you during outdoor ed period. You get like 45 minutes, take you fishing. They used to go to a pond that wasn't very good, so I told them about this one, and ever since, the last 6-7 years, they've been coming down here to fish. I don't know if the GoPro will pick them up, but on that fishing dock over there, there's about 25 kids. No, let's just stay here and we'll work around that way. The school being down here, it's a big group. It does put some more pressure on the pond, but we're gonna stay on this side, and they kind of just sit on that dock. And I'm sure a few of them bass fish. That's how it was in my class. We had 2 or 3 people serious about it. Most of them are just bluegill fishing, so it's not like the bass are getting super pressure just because they're here. And this pond's huge. I mean, where that dock is over there, it continues going to the left out of sight there. There's 3 fountains, 4 or 5 aerators, and it's a pretty well-stocked pond. We got largemouth catfish, hybrid stripers, and I believe I've seen a crappie come out of here too. So there's a good variety of fish. I don't want to name drop the pond, but if you guys have been here, I'm sure you know where it's at. I've seen some posts in some local groups, people out here fishing, so you might recognize it. We are in the DFW area. And over there at that little drainage dam type thing, there's another pond that was actually dug first, and it's just over that hill over there. I personally never seen any good bass come out of there, but I talked to a gentleman last time we were here. He said someone caught 2 5s out of that other pond. May have to give that a try today. We'll see how it goes. The wind is just absolutely ripping though. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I usually try and stay away from this area right here because I know it gets pressured more than most of the other banks. But my little sister came over here a couple times ago when we were here with a little zoom crawl black with red flake, and she just destroyed them right here. She got like 3, I think, in the span of like 10 minutes. This is a nice shallow flat. Gets pretty deep in this pond. I think there's some spots that are like 25 to 30, I believe he said. There's a snake out there. Let's go see him. Yeah, I see someone was fishing here and they caught some slime. I just saw a snake right over here. Nah, I don't see him. So basically, I think my game plan here is I'm gonna keep moving towards that drain, whatever you want to call it, drain, dam, with the spinnerbait, work my way to the back, and then come back to where I put my rods down. And if I'm not feeling it, I'm just gonna grab all my rods and walk around to the other side. I'm trying to keep you guys out of the wind, I'm sorry. But if I feel like we might get some action, I'll just switch up a rod and kind of do the same thing until I decide to make a bigger move. I'll probably end up on that bank over there. I know it's a lot less pressured. And on this bank, I'm going to be facing right into the wind. It's one of the aerators I was talking about, just in front of that fountain there. I doubt the GoPro will be able to pick that up, but don't know what an aerator is. Basically just a little system that sits down in the water that produces bubbles, puts oxygen in the water for the fish, and usually lots of bait school up around them. I have a pretty good feeling that's where the hybrids are going to be, probably just out there with a buffet of bait. There is a shad in here, bluegill, and some type of minnows that got stocked in here, like fathead minnows, I believe. So there's definitely a lot of bait for the fish. Yeah, as the cloud cover is coming and going, I brought my topwater over here and the clouds disappeared. There they go again. I don't have a lot of hopes for the topwater today, but we'll give it a shot. And guys, you'll see here, this is mono. Whoa, almost slipped. This is mono, not braid. Maybe I'll get some people in the comments calling me crazy. If right now I don't have a dedicated topwater rod. I do, but it doesn't have braid on it. So I've just been using the mono, and I know people say that it's just not gonna work. You got too much stretch, you can't get the hook sets, but that just doesn't seem to be the case with me. Even on a frog, I do okay with mono being on there. So if that's all you got, don't be scared to throw topwater just because you have mono. You can definitely still catch fish. I literally got one last night on this spook, on this rod with the mono, a little 2-pounder. Not saying it's better by any means, but I'm saying it's possible. If that's what you got to work with, you can definitely make it work. This spook is a KVD, I believe. They call it like something like the dog, but this is the junior. It's got really good action when you're doing the walk the dog technique there, which is just going back and forth, kind of like a dying fish on the surface. And I don't have a set way I work it. Sometimes I'll do some really slow pops and make it move far left to right, and then kind of follow those up with some tighter pops on it, and just kind of change things up, slow, fast. If I get multiple bites while I'm working it a certain way, then I'll go ahead and stick to that, but I just kind of keep it Keep it changing up out there. I think I hooked my line here. Slime. Didn't notice any bit of debris on any of the hooks. It really changes the action. It's just not able to do it. It's toasty out here today, guys. It was 83 on the way here when I checked. We had a high of like 87. I'm sure it's already warmed up closer to that. But we definitely got some major heat coming. I'm not super excited for it. The deep summer months here in Texas can get brutal. See if I can sling it out to the aerator. Yeah, man, that thing flies. Got it out into the spray of the fountain there, past the aerator. Just have a good feeling that's where those hybrids are hanging out. I'm not an expert on those at all. I don't know if they do come up shallow, or maybe in the evenings they come up shallow chasing bait. If you guys know a lot about hybrids, let me know in the comments. Let me know in particular how I should target the ones out here. I think this topwater bait right here, early morning or late evening, I think that's going to be the ticket. But if you guys know some stuff I don't, let me know. That cast is going to come right through the aerator. I would assume it'd be tough for them to see topwater, the action out there though, with all the splash from the fountain. I know they can hear it though. Try a couple casts back on this flat. Hung up on what? Hold your spool and walk straight back. Hold your spool and walk straight back. It's either gonna break or come off. Huh? It's either gonna break or come loose. Keep going, walk back. I don't think there's anything out there to get hung up on. It must be caught in a rock or something. It's probably gonna break off. Get the weights back at least. Just tie another hook on there. Yeah. Just cut like an inch off. All right. All right, my mom got her catfish rod hung up there. All right, I just want to make a few casts over here on this shallow flat, kind of where I started out with the top water, and I'm going to move on. Don't think it's the most productive thing to be doing right now. Cloud covers pretty much went away. Kind of just comes and goes in like little 1 minute intervals. But of course, before leaving my house, it was just straight solid clouds. But I think some of you guys know how that goes. Perfect conditions at the house, not so great conditions on the water. Seems to happen to me a lot. I mean, it's not like we went anywhere. We're probably a mile, maybe a mile as the bird flies. It's a little bit further than that from my house. That second pond over there I told you guys about, it's just over that hill. Actually, not necessarily grew up because it hasn't been dug that long, but fished there a lot as a kid before this pond was ever dug, actually. So I kind of got to see this pond take shape. It was pretty cool. I used to ride my bike down here and take pictures of it during different stages, like as it first got dug, when it first got filled up, or as it was filling up, I should say. It's been pretty cool to see this pond kind of come to life. So when they were digging this pond, they had, like, you know, some little articles about it for our city here. And man, the wind. It only wants to blow when I'm talking, I swear. Anyways, when they dug this pond, it was actually planned to have a big spot here with kayak rentals and paddle boat rentals. And that's when this was made. It was, the heck? Just looked away and I think something tried to pop on my, oh, it's little bluegill chasing it. Bunch of them. That's what these were dug for, these steps you see that look kind of pointless. They made this area, it was supposed to be the little kayak and paddle boat rental, and they just completely abandoned that for some reason. I have no clue why. Never got an answer on it, but they just put these gates up and left it be. Actually, on the signs that say catch and release only, it specifically says no kayaks. So I'm not sure what happened there to that. I would love to be able to take my kayak out on here, fish those aerators, fish the deeper water a little better. Guys, there's one. He hit it as soon as it hit the water. I mean, I didn't even pop it once. You're a hungry little dude. You're about only double the size of the bait here. And guys, you can call me a baby in the comments, but I've been hooked too many times by trebles. I'm extra careful with these. Other hooks, super comfortable around, but the trebles, I just get nervous. Little guy, I don't think he's a state record just yet. But get him back on his way. That thing must have just been sitting there looking up in the air, because I mean, the second this touched the water, he boiled up on it. All right, no skunk for today. It's always great. So you guys probably saw in the beginning I had this little plan of exactly what I wanted to do, and if I would have followed that plan, I probably wouldn't have got that little fish. So kind of a little tip, it's always good to have a plan and idea what you're going to do, but if you just have a feeling about something, just go for it, because when it pays off, it's so fun. guys hear that? This reel's on its last leg. It's nothing crazy. I think it's just a silver max. But it's starting to sound a little weird when I cast. I'm gonna give it just a couple more minutes with the top water. I know I said that earlier, and luckily I kept using it so I could get that fish, but just try it a few more casts down this bank. Casting into the wind, GoPro's facing the wind. Just perfect. Finally making my way to the other side. Just wanted to show you guys real quick. This is the other pond I was referring to. This one was here quite a bit before this one was ever dug. But there's some decent fish in there. It used to be a really good numbers pond for largemouth, but that's kind of went away, I've noticed. And I've never personally seen any, some little mushrooms. I've never personally seen any big fish come out, but I was told someone caught 2 5s in one day over there. I have seen some big catfish though, in like the 10 to 15 pound range. All right guys, I'm gonna take a first little look at these Googan baits, kind of get my initial reaction. It can't be like a full-blown review because I don't think I'm gonna, well, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say I don't think I'm gonna catch one, but you never know. But so I actually got a little mystery bundle from Googan Squad on an app called Whatnot. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's a live selling platform. I kind of wanted to just show some support for their first one. I'm actually on there too. I sell a lot of sports cards and some vintage clothes, so I'll probably drop my sign up link in the description if anyone's interested. But you can find everything on there, from clothes to collectibles to fishing gear. There's people that run that, but I see it was just a mystery bundle, so I didn't get to pick what I got. But I see John B throw these bandito bugs around a lot, so I'm gonna put one of those on my soft plastics rod. Look at all that. I guess it's scent. These things are juicy. Oh my gosh, just see that on my fingers? So initial reaction, I mean, I love the packaging, of course. That's not gonna help me catch fish. But we'll see. I got a kind of big EWG hook on this because I was fishing a lizard. Hopefully it's not too big for the Bandito Bug Junior. You guys probably see my sweat dripping. It is heating up out here. But we got to start getting conditioned for this. It's just big enough for this. I like the color on this a lot. Interesting color. Can't go up too far because the hook is about the same size as the bait. And they're so slick. Definitely need a smaller hook for these junior size bandito bugs. I'll leave it like that and see how it works. I need a smaller hook, but this is just a peg Texas rig setup. So first thoughts on the action in the water. These guys give a lot of, look at that, they weren't even split yet. That's what I was checking. Oh guys, I really like the action on this. So far I'm pleased with the Googan Baits. This can't be a full review. What I'll probably do is go to my little secret honey hole where I know I can get, you know, 7 or 8 fish for sure, and I'm going to use them there and test all their durabilities and stuff like that. But just wanted to get my initial reaction. I literally got them in the mail about 20 minutes before we left. The action's really good on them. I don't know how durable they are yet. We'll have to catch fish with them to see that. But my initial reaction to them is I'm pretty pleased. Alright, I think I'm gonna probably just turn the camera off and fish this for a little bit. Not gonna spend too long on it just because soft plastics really haven't been doing that great out here recently. But I'll make my way over to that point over there probably. And if I get a bite or a fish, I'll definitely turn the camera back on. If not, you'll probably see me switching baits up. But overall, my initial reaction to the Googan baits are pretty good. I'm not upset at it. Like I said, I'll have to go to a different pond I know of where I can guarantee fish, and we'll test their durability and stuff, see how long they last compared to a normal crawl, that type of thing. But for right now, we're gonna see if we can get a fish on it. I can't, as you guys see that, I can't do a weedless just because this hook is so big and it wants to slide around. It's kind of tucked in there. But I'll see you guys in a few minutes if I get a fish. If not, we're gonna switch up to something else. Thought I'd turn the camera on real quick. I just realized I haven't thrown the rattle trap yet today, so I'll show you guys what I'm using. Don't know the brand on her. The other one I had that was similar said Excalibur on the bottom. I thought that did too, but it doesn't. But I'm gonna throw that out here. I'm gonna work this pretty deep. I actually just saw some bait jump right outside that aerator, so that's a good sign. But I'm gonna work this all around the aerator here, and I'm gonna fish this bank a little bit, and then we'll try that other pond. Catch you guys in a few. Guys, I just looked over to my right and watched a big bass just chase something up all the way to the edge of the grass here, just right up here. I switched over to the spook as a last ditch effort. It was right about there. Should have cast it a little bit further. I know there's a hungry one over there. Camera angle might not be great right now, but gotta be facing a certain way kind of to work this spook the way I want to. We're running right over where he was just chasing bait up to the bank. Dang. Alright, I'm gonna keep working them. I gotta keep the camera clips kind of short here because I'm filling up my SD card. But see you guys in a few. Guys, my mom got a bass. Look. I hope you guys can see that. I'm too far away to get down there. I'm sure she's already put it back. I would hope so. Dang. We'll be down there in just a few minutes. We'll find out if it hit the top water. She was throwing around a little popper, or if she maybe got it on the catfish stuff. I don't know. There's the school bus I mentioned, guys. They're probably about to either park right there and get out and fish this spot, or loop back around and fish where we saw them at the beginning of the video. But guys, I think I'm gonna call it. I spent more time fishing the topwater over here just because I saw some action, so we didn't really get a chance to fish that other pond, but I'm just gonna save that for another video. And we're definitely gonna be back out here in the future at better times with some topwater stuff, try and target these hybrids. But just tough day of fishing. You saw my mom got that bass. Hopefully you guys can see the picture. It looks, I can see her bass rod, so it looks like she got it on her catfish setup, which was like a chicken gizzard. Kind of interesting, but pretty slow day. You guys saw my one little fish. Nothing to write home about at all, but we got to check out some Googan Squad lures for the first time. We didn't get skunked. I mean, you can't really complain. It's just not ideal conditions, but we're working with the time we had today. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Appreciate everyone for watching. And I know I've said it in some previous videos, like if I was real big fishing YouTuber and stuff, I probably wouldn't post a video today, but right now I'm still learning how to film these videos. I'm getting comfortable talking to the camera and practicing editing, so pretty much gonna upload a video no matter what, trying to keep it entertaining for you guys. And if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed any part of it, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you can, so you don't miss some awesome content coming in the future. We do a lot of pond hopping, bank fishing at the lakes, kayak fishing. Got a lot of stuff planned, as well as some special videos coming up. So if you guys can support the channel, please do so. But I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you guys on the next one.